From Wish TV and the All Indiana Podcast Network, this is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hi, this is Hannah Mordo, and this is your News 8 Daily for Tuesday, April 30th. Central Indiana returns to dry weather as cloud cover decreases. Going to get some sunshine out there today. A little bit of fog in some places. We had 2 school delays in Clinton County. Otherwise, though, it's going to be a fantastic day. And consider that rain done for now. We're following breaking news. An autopsy on an Indiana native who disappeared while on a bike ride in Colorado 4 years ago shows that she died by homicide. The autopsy shows that Suzanne Morphew had a drug cocktail in her system that's typically used to tranquilize animals. Morphew was a native of Alexandria, Indiana, who was living with her family in Maysville, Colorado, southwest of Denver. She was 49 years old when she vanished after going on a bike ride in May of 2020. Her body was found in September of last year. Police say they've taken one person into custody and want to hear from more after a deadly carjacking in Indianapolis. It started in the parking lot of a gas station at the rural and southeastern roundabout yesterday afternoon. Investigators say they found the victim fatally injured there. Later, about 6 miles west, IMPD says Speedway police found the stolen car and pulled it over. They're calling the driver a person of interest rather than a suspect and are asking anyone who knows anything about the carjacking or killing to come forward. The family of a 12-year-old boy who was killed in a hit-and-run on Friday is asking for help identifying the driver. The family says they were looking for Montarius Crow and didn't know he was dead until Sunday when officials contacted his mother. She had last seen him at around 6:30 on Friday morning when he left the home with a trash bag full of clothes and told her he had a place to stay. Less than 3 hours later, officers responded to reports of a person down on North Elder Avenue just west of the Wright River in Hawville. They found Montarius, and he later died at the hospital. Now, his aunt is speaking directly to the person responsible.
And that's all I want is justice for me and my family. Whoever you are, whatever you did, if it was an accident or whatever, you don't leave a 12-year-old child in an alley. You don't leave your child in the alley. You don't leave a niece and nephew in the alley.
The family is asking anyone with information to come forward. If you know anything, you're asked to contact the IMPD Crash Investigation Office. To iTeammate, prosecutors in the Delphi Murders case want to block attorneys for the suspect from presenting key elements of their case at trial. That includes other possible suspects, phone tracking, and odonism. The judge also says there will be limited public seating for jury selection. Most seats will be reserved for family of the victims and the defendant and the media. The judge also says cameras and other electronics will not be allowed in court. Jury selection is set to start in less than 2 weeks on May 13th. A loaded gun was discovered in a student's backpack at Chapel Hill 7th and 8th grade center on Monday, according to the Wayne Township School District. It wasn't immediately clear when the gun was found. The school spokesperson tells our team in a statement that the school's police department has been working closely with the Marion County Prosecutor's Office to determine if any charges will be filed. The owner of the Indy 11 says he was surprised by the announcement Mayor Joe Hogsett made that the city is pursuing a Major League Soccer expansion team. Ursel Ozdemir tells us that he considers the mayor a friend and wants to figure out how to get his stadium project built. News 8's Phil Sanchez sat down with him last night on Unfiltered.
Would you want to try to move the Indy 11 into MLS and be that MLS team that the mayor had spoken about it? I mean, is that even a possibility?
Yeah, again, I appreciate the mayor basically going public on that. I mean, if you look at 10 years ago at the State House, I said this: we need a stadium for Indy 11. If there's a chance for us to go in the MLS, we need a stadium. There is no way to do that. The reason there's an even opportunity for others to think that we might go MLS, with all the efforts our fans, supporters, and our team has put together 12 years to get to where we are.
So where do we go from here? Where does the project stand? What happens next?
Great question. Obviously, I can only control what I can. Bought the team, brought them here, built a fan base with our fans. I brought investors from Indiana recently to continue. These families are great Hoosiers, born, raised, and a lot of businesses, well respected, to continue grow our investor base and to make sure that in 11 successful, they have an opportunity to go to MLS, as well as we're building this amazing mixed-use transformational project on the river downtown Indianapolis to do that. So we are still committed to that goal. And again, mayor is a friend, and happy to meet with the mayor and discuss about what the next phase is, but you're going to have to ask the mayor on that.
You can see that full conversation on wishtv.com right now. Just look for the unfiltered page, and you can watch the entire interview. The Pacers can win their way to the next round of the NBA playoffs tonight. Their series with the Bucks heads back north tonight for a late start in Milwaukee. The Pacers are up 3-1 and have never lost a series with that kind of a lead. The Bucks may be shorthanded again tonight with injuries to several key players. Tip-off is at 9:30. We'll have a full recap from our Andrew Chernoff tomorrow morning here on Wish TV. The Pacers also found out yesterday they'll be headed to Paris next season. The NBA says the Pacers will take on the San Antonio Spurs on January 23rd and 25th next year. That's the home country of the Spurs star Victor Wembanyama. This will be the 4th edition of the NBA's Paris Games and the first time that the Pacers will be a part of them. The racing world is mourning the loss of a well-known driver and racing official. IndyCar says Wally Dallenbach Sr. has died. He won 5 IndyCar races in his career and made 13 starts at the Indianapolis 500 between 1967 and 1979. He almost won the 500 in 1975, leading for 96 laps, but he was knocked out with a burst piston while leading on lap 162, just 12 laps before the race was called due to rain. Dallenbach later became chief steward for CART, which oversaw IndyCar racing at the time. That's where he made major contributions to racing safety with improved car designs and medical staff that traveled to every race. His son was also a well-known NASCAR driver. Wally Dallenbach Sr. was 87 years old. Parents of children with complex medical problems got a long-awaited meeting with the governor and state Medicaid officials and expect to get answers soon about a key care reimbursement program. News 8's government reporter Garrett Bergquist has been following the story for several months. He tells us why families may have some hope for the future.
Parents have been trying for months to meet with Holcomb administration officials over the attendant care program issues. They say now they got that meeting, they feel like they've made some progress.
These mothers spent roughly an hour discussing their concerns with the governor and with the secretary of the Family and Social Services Administration.
Do you feel like you made some headway in this meeting?
I feel like we gave the governor and the secretary a significant amount of information that they need to be able to move forward with and hopefully be able to act on for the betterment of all of our families.
Back in December, the FSSA told lawmakers its Medicaid fund faced a nearly $1 billion shortfall. To make up for it, FSSA officials said they would end the practice of allowing parents to enroll in the attendant care program. That program reimburses service providers for the cost of caring for people with severe disabilities. They can still enroll in the structured family caregiving program, but that doesn't pay as much. During Monday's meeting, the families gave the governor a list of requests. They want to delay implementation of the changes by 90 days. They want the agency to allow waivers for other services to proceed, such as for home modifications or specialized equipment. And they want the FSSA to show them the criteria the agency will use to evaluate whether a family is eligible for the structured family caregiving program.
We're at 62 days before the transition, not only to the health and wellness waiver, but also from attendant care to structured family care. And at this point in time, to our understanding, there is not a tool available to adequately evaluate our children for what tier level they're supposed to be on.
DeWitt says the governor told them to expect a response by the end of the week. FSSA officials told me they will review the family's requests and will get back to them.
And the parents say they will continue to advocate on behalf of their children as this issue moves forward. At the State House, I'm Garrett Bergquist for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
A government program that helps get internet to low-income households is set to run out of money tomorrow. It could impact nearly 60 million Americans, including hundreds of thousands of people in Indiana. The Affordable Connectivity Program was created during the pandemic to help Americans afford internet access. The Biden administration says 1 out of every 6 households in the state is enrolled in the program, but the program will end unless Congress extends it. That could force those households to either pay hundreds of dollars more for internet or go without it.
I'm going to have to either do without Wi-Fi or I'll have to come up with other means to pay for Wi-Fi. So, because I can't count on the politicians doing anything to help the American people.
A bill to extend the program has bipartisan support, but has stalled in Congress. Pro-Palestinian protests are escalating at college campuses across the country, including here in Indiana. Now, Columbia University says it's suspending students who refuse to abide by school policies. Officials say at least 200 students have barricaded the entrance to Columbia's Hamilton Hall, and about a dozen are inside the building. The school gave students until 2 yesterday to leave the large encampment or else be suspended. Instead, hundreds of protesters stayed, marching around decorations for next week's graduation ceremonies. The university says the demonstrators are causing a disruption and are making some Jewish students feel unsafe. But activists say being pro-Palestinian is not the same as being anti-Semitic.
The liberation of Palestine and the Palestinians and the Jewish people are intertwined. Anti-Semitism and any other form of racism has no place on this campus and in this movement.
As tensions escalate here and in the Middle East, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel will invade the southern Gaza city of Rafah with or without a ceasefire deal. His statement this morning comes as Hamas considers a new framework for a ceasefire from Israel. It calls for Hamas to release up to 33 hostages kidnapped from Israel. In exchange, there would be a pause in fighting in Gaza and a release of Palestinian prisoners. That's a snippet of Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish, a new song on her new album with the same name. She's going on tour. The singer made the announcement yesterday. It comes as her upcoming album is set to come out on May 17th. The North American leg will kick off in September and run through December. She's not coming to Indiana, but she's going to be close. She's making stops in Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio. Pre-sale begins today at noon. General sale starts on Friday. A lively edition of the Circle Center Mall Music Series happens today. The band is a local favorite, Checkers and Plaid, with its mix of rock, R&B, blues. The show starts at 5. The series features free concerts Tuesday evenings. This has been your News 8 Daily. From Wish TV, I'm Hannah Mordeau. Watch us on wishtv.com and follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.